Hello, everyone. How are you today? Good? All right, great. How many of you have never traveled with Happy Times Tours? A few of you. Okay. Well, you can see all the other people that have, so if you have any questions, let them know. And they'll straighten you out on what we're like. We're a fun little group of people. I do have some people from the office here today. Some of you may have talked to Mitch. Mitch is here from the office. He's back in the checkered shirt. And then Abby, who does our brochures and all of our digital stuff and everything. She's our big creative person. She's back there. And Jean, one of our tour directors, is here too. Jean.
She's wonderful.
Yeah. See, somebody already said she's wonderful. We have a lot of fun on our tours, and that's part of the reason why people like to travel with us. So to get into a little bit about Happy Times Tours, we have a lot of memberships, professional memberships. The big one is the American Bus Association. You want to travel with someone that has professional memberships other than the Better Business Bureau. This way they are watching what we do, they make sure we're using the money appropriately, we're not spending your deposits, things like that. So it's really important to travel with somebody that's got a lot of affiliations. We also have our sister company in Detroit, Distinctively Detroit Tours, so we are members of Michigan Tourism Associations as well. Why travel with us? Well, we have custom tours. We plan our tours. I get excited every time I'm planning my tours. Let me tell you how excited we all get. Professional tour directors, as you know, Jean, and I heard people saying how wonderful she is. I hope you say that about all our tour guides. And if you don't, trust me, I handle that real quick. We are local, and everyone at Happy Times Tours are people that you can meet in your neighborhood. And I even have family here today, so heaven knows. Really see me in anybody's neighborhood. And we have fun and happy times on every tour. I guess I never really said who I was, did I?
No.
No. I am Chris. I am the owner of Happy Times Tours. So we have 4 different types of tours that I'm going to be talking about today. Extended vacations. These are our typical traditional extended vacations that have entertainment, theater, things like that. That's the majority of our tours. We also have some that are called See America Value Experiences or SAVE programs. Those programs you might stay at a casino, but there's still lots of sightseeing included. Super Savings Vacations. These are low cost, but they stay at casino properties, but they'll have optional tours. And the optional tours, because like when we're in Niagara Falls, maybe you've done the Maid of the Mist boat cruise and you don't want to do it again, you don't have to. You could have free time. We're staying in areas where you can do other things, so you don't have to take the tours if you don't want to. So it lets you set the pace and the budget of your vacation. And destination drinking, yes, we have some people over here laughing. Believe it or not, on the 6th of September, we went on an alcoholiday for a day. And the alcoholiday was quite a lot of fun. We went to a distillery, a winery, and a brewery. All in one day, and we had some fun. So that actually came out of COVID. It might have been one night we were talking about the types of tours we wanted to offer, had a cocktail in front of us, and destination drinking came out of the way. So those tours will be ones that have a lot of different agricultural distilleries, breweries, wineries that we're touring. Pickups. Depending on the tour, we have local area pickups and always Milwaukee, Madison, going in between. We always have that. Sometimes we have Gurnee, Illinois. Sometimes we add on in Racine or Kenosha. It all depends on the tour. Some tours have home pickup, where we pick you up at your home and drop you back off after the tour. And if you live outside the home pickup areas or you have somebody that does, we will pre-night them in Milwaukee, Johnson Creek, or Madison. And then they get up, drive to meet the bus in the morning, and they're all ready to go on the tour. We do offer an optional travel protection plan. This is completely up to you if you want to purchase it, but it is the best way of protecting yourself from travel. We hope with our motor coach tours there's never a baggage delay. All right. Now, for all of our trips, you can find our information on happytimestours.com. This is our website. We redesigned our website this year, and let me see if I can bring it up here. Bear with me 1 second. Maybe. Maybe it'll let me. We'll see. Okay, my mouse just won't go down by the where it is. Let's see what we can do. Bear with me 1 second. I keep on thinking it's going to work, but it doesn't.
Your mouse is on the other screen.
Yeah, your mouse is flicking around.
It just disconnected my website, that's all. So I can show you how easy it is to find. Okay, it's not showing up. So I thought I was going to get that to happen, but that is not going to happen. So anyways, if you're at our website, all you do is have to click off to the right-hand side. There is an area that says, click here to book our tours or see our tours. And it'll bring up a whole list of tours. Off to the left-hand side when you're on that page, it'll let you qualify it by extended tours, daycations, casino trips, or travel shows, or whatever. They're subcategories. So it's easy to find it, what you want to do. And the process to book a tour probably takes online 30 seconds to a minute total to actually book. It's a lot of point and click. That's it. All right. Or you can call, yes. It's the easiest way. It's just to make our office staff do it. Very simple and easy. And at the end of today's travel show, Abby and I will be back there. We'll take live reservations if anybody wants to make it. So I'm just going to go over a couple tours that we have coming up really quick. Amazing Apostle Island, September 28th through October 1st of this year. It is a guaranteed departure, so we are going. This tour is one of our most popular tours every year because we go on Madeline Island and take a guided tour. We also take a cruise around the Apostle Islands. We eat at the Old Rittenhouse, which is a 5-star restaurant, Wisconsin's only 5-star restaurant. It's got all the bells and whistles. So this is one of our most popular trips every year. Agua Canyon and Mackinac Island, we also have this going September 30th through October 3rd. If you wanted to sign up for this, you can, except for the Agua Canyon rail is all sold out, so we cannot add that as an option for you. Well, no, you get free time because it's
I signed up for that.
yeah, you're set. You're set if you're already signed up, but any new reservations. All right, the Colors of Door County, October 8th through the 10th. Another guaranteed departure for this fall. This tour features wineries because, you know, Door County has some great wineries up there. I can honestly say that. I've had a lot of samples up there. Door Peninsula Winery is one of my favorite ones. Of course, there'll be lots of scenic local touring and beautiful fall colors. We have a local guide up in Door County.
I'll sign up.
Ferry from Washington Island, so the bus gets on here and we go over to Washington Island to do some sightseeing for a day. This is some of the sightseeing we'll be doing, like Washington Harbor and the Schoolhouse Beach. We'll stop at the Farm Museum, see the beautiful church and take a tour of that, Mann's Mercantile. We do a lot of sightseeing on Washington Island. Then we'll come back to the mainland, and in Fish Creek, we're going to stop at the Island Lavender Company store, because the farm is actually on Washington Island, but this is the store property. And of course, no trip to Door County would be complete without a fish boil. How many of you like fish boils? A lot of you, okay. Yeah, I'm not a fan of them.
Oh, wow.
But I found out why. It's because of all the bones in the whitefish. So the place we do the Door County fish boil actually uses cod, so the bones are not in the fish.
Oh, that's
Yes. And then we have a tour and shopping at Sequest Orchards Farm Market. This is the only tour where you can actually drive the bus right through the orchard. So you don't have to get out and walk a whole orchard. You actually drive the bus right through while you're doing the tour. And to complete our trip, we will stop at Von Still Winery for some more samples on our way home.
what about the shipbuilding?
That's part of the tour, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, that's part of the guided tour. We will be doing the shipyards and things like that. I can only go over the highlights of every tour, or we'd be here all day and all night, and I don't even want to hear myself talk that long. Ozark Mountain Fall Foliage, October 18th through the 24th. I'm going to show you the reason why you want to take this tour. This tour is absolutely stunning because that bottom picture, I will show you in a little bit. But it also takes in all the highlights through Arkansas, like the Clinton Presidential Library and Museum. It's got a special tour, dinner at Chris Olson's Edgemount home, and he is an HGTV superstar, known for his gardens and decorating talents. So we get to tour his home and have dinner there. As well as we have a Little Rock sightseeing tour. So you're going to learn the history of Little Rock, from the good to the bad to the windmills to all of it. Yes. And we're going to also tour Hot Springs with a guide, a local guide, and we're having dinner at the Ohio Supper Club. And why that's a big thing. This area was big with the gangsters. The gangsters and mobsters back in the 20s, they came and hung out in Hot Springs. And the Ohio Supper Club was one of their locations. So I arranged it, so we're doing a nice little dinner there as well to get that history in. But this is the reason why you want to take this tour. We are staying for 2 nights on top of Mount Magazine, and that's the lodge way up there. So we have a park ranger-led tour of Mount Magazine, and then we're spending 2 nights up there. The view is amazing. It is the highest peak in Arkansas. And then to continue on for some sightseeing, we're going to do the Arkansas-Missouri Railway, so you get all that fall foliage and a train ride. We're going to stop at Fort Smith National Historic Site, and before we return home, we're even going to stop at the Walmart Museum. All right, Christmas in Branson. We have 3 seats left on this. That is it. And November 4th through the 8th, this is one of our most popular tours every year. By usually May, we have half a bus sold out already. 5 shows, Top of the Rock Light Canyon Tour, Joy of Lights, and it even has home pickup. So some of the shows, Decades of Christmas Show, this gives you that holiday buzz and feel. Clay Cooper's Ozark Mountain Christmas, so again, a lot of Christmas in this, but they also do a little bit of patriotic and some other 50s and some country songs too. Hot Rod and High Heels, we're going to be doing their Christmas show, which also gives you 1950s music plus a lot of Christmas songs. And the Hay Goods Christmas Extravaganza, this is the #1 Christmas show in Branson. This is a very cool thing that you're going to be doing. You guys are going to be in these little golf carts and you're going to be touring the Lost Canyon this way. So you're not walking it. It's a nice, easy way to take a tour of Lost Canyon. Joy of Lights, we always do a drive-through Christmas lights display because you have to. It's Christmas. Who doesn't want to see that? So that is our Branson tour. Like I said, we only have 3 seats left. All right, our stocking stuffer tours, December 2nd through the 4th. This is going to Fremont, Ohio, so it's a very cool experience. How many of you have done stocking stuffer tours? A few of you. So you guys know what it's like. You get on board, you get a stocking, and you're going to fill it with items you're going to receive throughout the trip. If it's a day trip, or in this case, a 3-day trip, you can just imagine all the goodies you're going to come home with. First thing we're going to be doing is wine and vino bingo with Santa and Mrs. Claus.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, I mean, you know, kick off the tour in the right way. We're also going to paint a Christmas ornament that you're going to take home, and then there's a beeswax project at a honey farm that we're going to be touring as well. You're going to tour the Rutherford B. Hayes Presidential Home, and they're going to have a nice warm drink for us because it will be cold after all.
Yeah.
Holiday Cocoa Jar Project, so you're also going to be taking home one of those. And what's really cool is we've arranged it so you're going to watch White Christmas on a giant giant movie screen on the big screen while you're enjoying a nice Christmas dinner. So, kind of cool. And the Rock and Awe Holiday Light Show, this is their Capitol building, and they have a whole entire presentation of different lights to music that could show up on the building. So it's a very cool experience. Going on to our next tour, Christmas at the Presidential Homes of Virginia. I did this tour in 2021. You remember it well?
Oh, yeah.
We had a great time, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
And part of it was because at this time of the year, none of these presidential homes are really busy. So when we were at all these places, we were really there by ourselves.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of fun, I'm not gonna lie. First Ladies Library and Museum, we'll be taking a tour of that. Oops. There we go. Oh, look at they're right here in person. You're gonna see like some of the dresses and stuff that they wore that were just so different in the years. And then James Madison's Mount Pierre, we are touring that as well. This is it. It was actually really awesome to be able to tour these museums and without crowds. The Berkeley Plantation, this is where you really get the colonial feel about how they decorated. You might imagine they didn't have the big holiday lights at that time. So there was a lot more fruits and greenery and things that were used. I thought it was the most crazy thing that there was a pineapple as the star.
Lots of pineapples.
Yes. This was the view out back of the Berkeley Plantation as I was walking around. These are really all my pictures from that tour, so you can see how awesome it was. Monticello, we take a tour of that. That was also a very interesting thing because we were really the only people at Monticello. Yeah. We got an evening tour, so we got to see the sun setting and everything like that. Then we move on into Williamsburg, and we're going to be there for the grand illumination where the big fireworks are at night. You can just look up. There's a parade. It's a lot of fun. We're going to take a guided tour of Williamsburg. So one of the places we're going to go is the courthouse area. And you can see what it was like to be in a colonial courthouse. And our guide will take us around, talk about all the different colonial aspects and traditions that were involved. And then you'll have an afternoon free to explore it as you would like. We do the American Revolution Museum at Yorktown. And this was a fun museum. Because you really did learn a lot of aspects about between the different things they wore and what their meanings were. And we learned about the Constitution and all of the different things of what was going on in the colonial days. We also toured Mount Vernon.
Oh, the mouse in the bedroom.
There was. Literally, none of us will ever forget this. There was a mouse running around in Mount Vernon, the house bedroom, when we were there, and the guy bent down and got the mouse to crawl on her hand, and she just held it while she was talking to us.
She gave it to her boss.
Yes.
She gave it to her boss at the end of the tour.
None of us could have ever expected that. But we dealt with it. So we toured Mount Vernon as well. And this is the visitor center area, which is the only place you're really going to see any kind of big, not colonial decorations. You're going to see the lights and things. Back outside the home, Potomac River. And then we're going to get into some more glitz and glams now. We're going to head back home. So in Ohio, we're going to stop at the Stan Hewitt Hall and Gardens, which is phenomenal. Every room they have decorated in a different theme. It is absolutely beautiful to go and see. Pictures do not do it justice. Rutherford Hayes Presidential Library and Museum, because we're on the Presidential Trail, so we'll be taking a tour of that, as well as the McKinley Presidential Library and Museum as well. We really hit them all on this, as many as we can. And while we were there, there was a railroad display going on for Christmas, and so of course I took pictures of that. And down below, when we were touring it, there's like this old streets of what it would have been like at that time. So kind of like the public museum here has the old streets of Milwaukee. This is the old streets of the president. So you kind of get to see all of that. All right, I'm going to start talking about our 2026 adventures. I have tours going through June that are pretty much all laid out in here. And then the rest of them are just an overview because I will have other travel shows coming up next year. You'll want to come see me again, I know. So the first one is Louisiana Belles and Beaux Adventure, February 21st through the 27th. We were actually going to be staying at the Nottoway Plantation for 4 nights on this tour. A week after I finished it and signed the contract, it burned down. So we redid the whole tour. 4 nights at the luxurious, historic Hilton Baton Rouge Capitol Center. So you're right in the heart of the action. This is a phenomenal hotel. It's absolutely stunning on the inside. It's historic. It's well worth it. And since we can no longer tour the Nottoway Plantation or stay there, we have a private murder mystery dinner theater, and it is based on the Nottoway Plantation history. So we're going to try and solve that murder that happened at the Nottoway Plantation. We have locally guided tours on this. So one of the tours is of Baton Rouge, which includes the Capitol Park Museum, which will give you the history of Baton Rouge, as well as the Louisiana State Capitol building. We will take a tour in that. Take a tour, you'll get into some of the chambers and things like that. But up on the top area is this beautiful overlook. Pardon me. I just need a sip of water here. So you can see all over the Mississippi River, everything. And then we're going to tour the old Louisiana State Capitol building, and I question why they needed a new one when you have one this beautiful. You're going to see the stained glass, all the ornate details. We have a locally guided tour of New Orleans one day, so they'll take us to the above-ground cemeteries, teach us all the history. And then in the afternoon, you have free time to do what you would like to do in New Orleans, see what you would like to see. And then we will get together that evening again and do the New Orleans School of Cooking so we can learn how to cook some Cajun food and eat it too for dinner. Another day, we are going to go to Jungle Gardens, which is absolutely one of the most peaceful and relaxing places. It's on Avery Island. This is also home to the Tabasco Company, so we take a tour of that as well, learn all about it and how good it is for our Bloody Marys. And we also have dinner at a historic Myrtles plantation. So we have the plantation incorporated into this. So that is our February trip. Now in March, we have Heart of America, March 15th through the 20th. And we already have reservations on this. It is a super savings vacation. So we will be staying at casino properties, and the tours are optional. So you can set the pace and budget of your vacation. We have 1 night at Horseshoe Casino in St. Louis and 4 nights at the new Farmstead Casino in Caruthersville, Missouri. The optional sightseeing is optional tour number 1 is Discovery Park of America. And I can honestly say this museum has something for everyone, from military vehicles and aircraft to it's got an aquarium area, old cars, you name it. They have something for everyone in this park. It's about America in general. So all the history is there. Another day we have a Memphis tour, and it's a hop-on, hop-off pass. So if you've never been to Memphis, what you can do is get on there, take the full circle, and you'll learn all the history of Memphis, and then mark your spots where you want to get off and explore some more. So you can hop on and hop off and see whatever you would like to do. And our third optional tour takes us to Dyess, Arkansas, Johnny Cash Boyhood Home, and the Southern Tenement Farmers Museum. Both of those are a big history in Arkansas, so it's right up in the corner, not very far away. Mobile, Music, and Dauphin Islands. This is all Alabama. Home pickup is included. I have never, in my 28 years of doing this, never planned a tour to Dauphin Islands, so I was real excited. I love finding new things to do. This tour has a lot to do with music and gardens and things like that. So the Carnegie Legends Museum, this gives you a little bit of musical history into the Delta Blues area. We're also going to tour Tina Turner Schoolhouse Museum. That's right, her red shoes are up there on a little pedestal. We also tour the Delta Blues Museum, where you're going to learn about the history of the blues in the Delta region down there by Clarksdale, Mississippi. And B.B. King had a big history down there. Some of the other things we're going to be doing, Bellingrath Gardens and Homes, which is absolutely beautiful because if you know our weather here, we're not seeing any flowers in March, ever. History of Mobile, Alabama Museum, so you're going to learn all the history there. And I love this stop just because it reminds me of those old-fashioned chocolate stores that you see on the movies. Three George's Fine Southern Chocolates just reminds me of one of those, like you figure in Mayberry you'd see this. We're going to do a nice dinner cruise because why not? You're in some warm weather for a change. And this is Dauphin Island, so this gives you an idea of how beautiful it is. The birds you're going to see, the weather. We're going to take a tour of Fort Gaines. Because why not? We're there. And you'll also have time to explore the Alabama Aquarium, which is not huge, but it really has more about the emphasis of that area and the sea creatures that you can find in that area. Fame Recording Studios. This is home where Aretha Franklin and Percy Slade, they all had songs produced here. So it's kind of a nice little stop on the way home. And as we continue our way back, we'll end up in Nashville and take a guided tour of the historic Ryman Auditorium as well. So a well-rounded tour. Now, bringing up the Ryman, we're going to Nashville. We already have reservations on this too, April 12th through the 15th. Music City, USA. Some special elements, like we have a local, very successful songwriter. We can't name him, but he's a very successful songwriter. He is going to be joining us one evening and talk about the recording industry and play some songs and tell you about how he comes up and how he writes the songs. Nashville Sightseeing Tour led by a knowledgeable tour guide, so they'll be taking you all over Nashville. This includes RCA Studio B, and this is one of the groups that I had actually in there. At the end of the tour, you get to sing an Elvis song, and they make you sound really good too. They can make me sound good, let me tell you. We're going to tour the Country Music Hall of Fame, and of course we're in Nashville. We are going to attend the Grand Ole Opry because you have to. And then we have free time to explore Nashville as you would like to. We did allow some free time so you can do things. We're staying at the Drury Plaza right in downtown Nashville, so you can go to the hotel, you can go to Honky Tonk Pro, go shopping, maybe you want to tour the Johnny Cash Museum. They're all accessible to you. Awesome Kansas, April 20th through the 24th. That's right, you're going to see can-can tours on can-can dancers on this tour. But it also is inspired by this Oz Museum that's really taken off. The Oz Museum is amazing. It's got all the artifacts, but it also has scenes from the movie recreated. So you can see the Tin Man up close as he would have been standing in the movie, or the lion, or things like that. It's really actually a really cute community. Yellow Bridge Road, they created that in there, and they have 15 different Toto statues throughout the town. Then we're going to move on to Dodge City, Kansas, and we'll take a guided tour. This is really a lot more of the Wild Wild West country kind of thing. This is the Boot Hill Museum, which we'll be touring, and you can see it's got a lot of ghost town vibes to it, a lot of Wild Western history. Kansas Cowboy Hall of Fame. Learn all about those cowboys. And I added this in because really, I don't think teachers get enough recognition. So we're going to tour the Kansas Teachers Hall of Fame, because who knew there was a Teachers Hall of Fame? And the Gunfighter Wax Museum as well. And then to cap off our time in Kansas, Miss Kitty and the Can-Can Dancers will entertain you for an evening. Louisville Riverboat Races, April 27th through the 30th. This is the prequel to the Kentucky Derby. So we will scoot out of there before the craziness starts of the Kentucky Derby, but you get all the best aspects of it beforehand. Like we are going to be doing a morning workout tour of Churchill Downs. So you're going to see the horses for the Kentucky Derby actually working out in the morning with their jockeys. And then we'll take in the Kentucky Derby Museum, and that picture right off over there, you can see the little horses sitting there. They're waiting for you to jump on board and pretend you're racing. We're We're going to do a Louisville Slugger factory tour. Everybody gets a little souvenir mini bat to take home with you. No fair hitting the tour directors with those. Just warning you. Horse farm tour, because this is the time of the year where usually the baby horses are coming out, so it's a good time to go and take them. We're also going to tour the Muhammad Ali Center, which I toured this museum, and I wasn't a really big Muhammad Ali fan. I didn't really know much about him. That changed after touring this museum. I found out what a wonderful man he was, and his beliefs were awesome. So I really enjoyed this museum a lot. Louisville Mega Cavern Tram Tour. So you're going to take a tram tour through this. So you don't have to walk it. It's a nice casual thing. This is an underground, under the Louisville Zoo. They dug out a whole entire cavern to take a tour and learn about their geology. Now the main event, the Louisville Riverboat Races. We are on the Mary M. Miller, which is right here pictured. This is the chaser boat. So this is the one that you want to be on with all the excitement because you're rooting both of the boats on. And they have a big dinner and everything set on here. This is pictures of the riverboat race. Two big boats trying to beat each other down the Mississippi River. And then we'll return back to Wisconsin. All right, Holland Tulip Festival. Now the only thing I won't know until the end of October or beginning of November is who the headline performer is. We have absolutely no idea. They don't announce it until then. But this is also one of our popular tours. Veltier's Tulip Farm, we take a tour of that. This is the wooden shoe factory and also the Delftware factory where you can find all the Delftware in Holland, Michigan. This is a beautiful view of their gardens. Look at all those tulips. Like I said, we will have a headline performer, but we don't know who it is until the end of October, beginning of November. But some of the past performers, Texas Tenors, Bill Engvall, Sarah Evans, it's always a top-rated performer. This is the reserve seats from the Volks Parade, so you can expect bands. The Oscar Mayer Wiener shows up. I mean, what's more Dutch than that? But wooden shoes, performances, street scrubbers, walking in there, it's all fun. Explore the immersion gardens. Now these are special laid out by an artist by color of tulips. So it changes every year. But to give you an idea of the tulips, these ladies are standing. That's how high the tulips are put in boxes so you can really take a good look at them. And then we proceed on a Holland, Michigan city tour. So we have a costume guide get on and they take you around, show you all the Dutch influences and the meanings behind them. And also some beautiful tulips. Of course, no visit would be complete without seeing De Zwaan Windmill. And we'll finish up our visit by visit Windmill Island. Have some time there, take in the flowers, the windmills, all the good stuff there. Anybody got any questions here? No? I must be doing a really good job then. Footsteps to Freedom. This is in Alabama, May 10th through the 17th. I guess with everything going on in the world, we had this plan almost 2 years ago to do these tours. So we didn't really know what was going to happen in the world, but it seems to be appropriately timed, evidently civil rights tours. We are going to tour the MLK Junior National Historic Park. This includes his childhood home, the Baptist Church, and the King Center, so it's got a lot of different elements to it. National Center for the Civil and Human Rights. That tour we will also be doing in Alabama, as well as taking a tour of the Legacy Museum in Kelly Ingram Park to see the statues that are existing there. Rosa Parks Museum. This is a very well done museum in Alabama. It really outlays all the things that she did and what she stood for. Freedom Riders Memorial, because it's a must-do when you're down there. We are also going to be going to the Selma to Montgomery Interpretive Center to take a tour of that. And no visit would be complete without seeing the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama, so we'll take a view of that as well. The National Voting Rights Museum to learn all about where we've come from and how we've ended up where we are. Brown Chapel AME, which was a vital starting point for the civil rights movement. The 16th Street Baptist Church. This is, as everybody knows, this was a tragic bombing that shook the nation that happened at this church, so we'll learn all the history behind that. And then we'll be doing the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute as well. So that is that civil rights tour. All right, on to more uplifting topics. Stunning South Dakota. 6-day tour, May 17th through the 22nd. We are really excited about this tour because has anybody done this tour? A few of you? I've done it. It's a really good tour. And it is bargain price this year. We were able to negotiate some really low hotel rates and a motor coach rate at $999 per person. So this is a really good tour to take advantage of. Of course, our first stop as we enter into South Dakota is at the Lewis and Clark Visitor Center. And that is because we want to see the Dignity statue. If you've never seen the Dignity statue in person, it is absolutely beautiful, especially when the sun hits those little blue insets there. Yeah, it's huge. Pictures don't do it justice at all. We also take a tour of the Badlands National Park. These are my photos from when I was there one spring. And it had just rained, so all the colors were extremely vibrant when we were there of the rock. So that's why I was getting all these great photos. Badlands is just absolutely beautiful. And yes, I was standing on the edge of this rock formation when I took this. Nobody else on the tour was, but I was. I don't know what they would have done if I had fallen over. We spend 3 nights in Deadwood, right in the Main Street area, so you have free time. You're not stuck out in the boonies somewhere. You actually can walk around and do things. Deadwood is a very historic area. Lots of gunfighting history there. These are some of the drives as we make our way to Mount Rushmore. Because of course we're in South Dakota, we're going to tour Mount Rushmore, and we're also going to tour Crazy Horse.
Any more than done?
You know, everybody says that to me every single time. Is any more of him done? And I'm like, you know, when you get up close, you can see stuff that's been done. It is going to take them forever to finish this. There is Crazy Horse. His hands have been worked on more. So, like, if you're standing in front of it, you can see the actual outlines of his hands now. And something new we added because of construction, so we don't do Custer State Park anymore. We're doing the Mammoth site, the dig site. So it's an actual live dig site for the mammoth. And then, of course, one day we go over to Devil's Tower. So you're going to get to, if you would like to, walk all the way around the base of it. I did that. It was a very interesting base to walk around. It's not real difficult or anything, but it does take about 30 minutes to 45 minutes to walk all the way around it. Then we'll come back to Deadwood where you'll have the afternoon free to do what you would like. Of course, like I said, there's the gunfighters in the street, slinging it out. And then we're going to start making our way home. We'll stop at Wall Drugs because, hey, you have to. They give you free ice water. And we make one stop at the Minuteman Missile National Historic Site, the Visitor Center, to learn all about the Cold War and all about all these projects. Last year we actually had, wasn't it last year, Gene, where we had the guy that retired from there? Yeah, they did a whole thing for him, and it was a lot of fun. Never know who's going to be on a bus. All right, Niagara Falls, November 25th through the 29th. You do need a passport if you're doing this because you're going to Canada.
You said November, you mean May?
I mean, yes.
Okay.
I meant May. Thank you for correcting me. I read May, but I said November. November's on my brain. 2 nights at Caesars Windsor Hotel. You get some play money and some food credits for that. 2 nights at the Niagara Falls View Hotel. This used to be the Radisson Hotel, but now they're under independent management. And the Falls View rooms, we don't have those included, but you can request those. Just let us know and we'll let you know what the increase is. This is a super savings vacation, so it is optional tours. Optional tour number 1 is the Niagara Power Station, which was actually going to be torn down. It is a historic power station that runs above Niagara Falls, above the river area, and they were going to tear it down and get rid of it, and then they ended up repurposing it. So now it's open for tours, and then one night we will be, that price takes you also one night. We'll be doing it for their Currents evening, which is when they have all different types of lights and music and things going on inside to create a different spectacular event. Optional tour number 2 is Illumination Tower dinner. So we go to a nice, good, fancy dinner, and then you go up in the illumination towers because the lights from the falls are all lit from the Canadian side. So we go up into the illumination tower, and everybody has the opportunity to change the lights on Niagara Falls.
All neat.
And then you get a certificate afterwards that says you did it. Now you might think this is a very difficult thing to do, right? Switches and things. No, with technology nowadays, they have a little tablet and you just push a button.
It's almost like a slot.
Yes, it's very simple to do now.
They're not fun.
Optional Native the Mist Hornblower Cruise. This is number 3. If anybody ever tells you to stand at the tip of that boat, they want you to get soaked underneath the falls. You will get wet. That's why they give you nice little ponchos to wear. A free souvenir. And then our option number 4 is the Whirlpool Spanish Aero Cars. Now you won't see Niagara Falls from here. You're going to see all the whirlpool rapids created by the falls on the other end. It's a very interesting thing to do. It's a safe thing. I see people going, I've been on it a million times. Nothing's ever happened to me. And then they have the floral clock, which is right across from the Spanish Aero Cars, and it's decorated different every year. So this is a previous year photo. Heaven knows what next year is going to look like. All right, Southern Charms of Callaway Gardens and Antebellum Mansions. This tour is really amazing because you're going to be staying at Callaway Gardens. That's one of the spectacular things. We are going to be spending several nights, 3 nights I believe it is, at the Inn and Spa at Callaway Gardens. Look at it. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And then these are the grounds at the Callaway Gardens. That's the Butterfly Museum in the background. So that's the Gardens Butterfly Center. Take a tour of that. We've allowed ample time for you to explore and do things at the gardens. There's a chapel, and of course it has beautiful stained glass, so you should take in that as well. But there is sightseeing included, like FDR's little White House. We'll take a tour of that. The Hill and Dale Estates and Gardens is another place, just absolutely beautiful antebellum mansion from people that have clearly a lot more money than all of us. And then as we make our way back home, we'll even tour the Biblical History Center and learn all about the Bible and how they interpret it, which sometimes is a little bit different than all of us interpret it. All right, cruising all day aboard the Mississippi River, all day aboard the Celebration Belle. This is not something that happens all the time. This one's going to happen from La Crosse, Wisconsin to Red Wing, Minnesota, June 16th through the 18th. You have breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the Celebration Belle. It is, I can honestly say I did this from a different section of the Mississippi River a couple of years ago, and I felt like we ate the whole day because we finished breakfast, and then I went on a walk of the boat and did some things and came back, and it was lunchtime, and then I did some more things and came back, and it was dinner time. It was a lot of food in a day, so you will eat well. But these are some of the views. I mean, it is just something that's relaxing because on the boat they will have entertainment throughout the day. You can go up into the captain's quarters, sit out on the deck, and enjoy the views. See the barges as they come past. These are some of my passengers that were on there the last time with me. And this is the expansive view from sitting up in the captain's deck area and talking to them. You get to learn all about how they operate and everything, but it's just amazing views from up there. And this is the Celebration Belle, the full boat. All right, the Maritime Celebration, Virginia Beach and Norfolk, Virginia, June 17th through the 22nd. This is part of America's 250th celebration. So it is a special event just for the 250th celebration. Why this is so amazing is Sail 250 is a global gathering. It's all military and tall ships, and it's just, like I said, just been created. The whole parade and everything has been created just for our 250th anniversary. So you will have time. There's a big Harbor Fest celebration, so you will have time at night and one afternoon to go and take in all of that. There's musical acts. You can tour the boats. There's food vendors everywhere. There's plenty to do at Harbor Fest. See, this is it. You can see how close you are to the boats, and there's stadiums all over. But I think the coolest thing is there is an actual parade of sails, and we have reserved seats for it. So you're going to see all the boats coming past as they are cruising in this parade. You're going to see craziness like this of people standing on those masts, which I can't picture I would ever do, but hey, good on you to do that. But this gives you an idea of what this parade's going to be like. It's absolutely going to be amazing. If you're into maritime history, this tour is for you. But we also didn't forget the sightseeing, so we're going to visit Fort Monroe and the Casement Museum, learn all about the history of the area. It just keeps on wanting to go backwards. MacArthur Memorial, taking that history, and we're going to tour Nauticus and the battleship Wisconsin. They're both very interesting to tour. I don't know if anybody's ever toured them or not, but I have. And Nauticus took me hours to go through. But I love this type of thing because while you're at the festival, you can go up and really see the architectural details on all of these boats. They're coming from all over the world. All right, the 100th anniversary of Route 66. This is St. Louis, Missouri to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, June 25th through the 30th. People are saying, why did you end in Oklahoma? Well, if we wanted to go all the way to California, it would have been about a few more week tour. So we decided to end in Oklahoma City. And the Ferris wheel that used to be the end on Santa Monica Pier is now in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. So you actually see the end of Route 66 in Oklahoma City. Give you an idea of some of the craziness we're going to do. Merrimack Caverns, this is in Missouri. Take a guided tour of that. Cars on the Route, this has a lot of movie influences to the Disney movies, so there's a little interesting history to that. We have an entertaining evening at the Coleman Theater, which is a historic theater. As we make our way into Oklahoma, the Will Rogers Memorial Museum, he was a big cowboy western figure, so it's a nice little thing. And of course, the quirky blue whale of Katosa. Why wouldn't you? Now, because it's the 100th anniversary, there's some very special events going on, like Tulsa Road Fest and the Journey of Route 66 exhibit. And we're actually going to be touring that with the creator of this exhibit himself. So you're going to find out all the interesting hidden details. As we make our way into Oklahoma City, Bricktown water taxi ride, because why wouldn't you? It's a beautiful, beautiful thing to do. We're going to tour the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum, learn about the cowboy and Western history to this area. And of course, we're going to ride the Wheeler Ferris wheel. This is the end that was at Santa Monica Pier, and it's now in Oklahoma City. We're in Oklahoma City, so of course we're going to tour the National Memorial and Museum before we start heading back home. Plenty of things we're doing on the way home too, like stopping to see the Praying Hands Memorial, all side of the road attractions, and my favorite, Uranus Fudge Factory. Who doesn't want to do that? All right, give you a travel preview of what's coming up July through December. If my computer would like to work with me here. Christmas in July, Frankenmuth, Michigan, July 7th through the 9th. It's always Christmas in Frankenmuth, every single day of the year, but we figured what's better than to celebrate Christmas than in July when it's warm? So why not? A fun thing I love pickles. Anything pickled, I love pickled stuff. So we're going to do Relish Picklesburg, which is actually Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh is home to the Heinz factory, the Heinz Corporation. So they have a huge pickle festival. We're staying in a good area where you can walk to things and there's sightseeing included. It's not just pickles, but we allow time at the pickle festival. Unforgettable Kentucky experience. This is going to take in, this is not Louisville. This is going to be Bardstown and Berea, Kentucky. It takes in more of the distilleries and some trains and some other different unique items that are in Kentucky. We have another civil rights tour, Journey Through History, Detroit Civil Rights and Underground Railroad Tour, August 25th through the 28th. That on the home that you're looking at there is Aretha Franklin's home. It just opened up in Detroit for sightseeing tours now. So we can actually take a tour of her home, which is located on a beautiful historic golf course. As you might imagine, she had a little bit of money. Beyond the Buggy, exploring Illinois' Amish in Arthur, Illinois for 3 days. This really is going to take you into this very devout Amish area. So you're going to be having meals, meeting Amish people, going shopping, all of the good stuff that we do in Amish areas. Autumn in Asheville, Biltmore Estate, the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains. We even have a cruise on the lake. It's absolutely going to be stunning for the fall foliage. We do have the Apostle Islands again next year, September 27th through the 30th. And we also have the Agawam and Mackinac Island trip again next year. So this is a Super Saver program. So again, the Agawam Canyon and Mackinac Island, they're both optional. You can choose if you don't want to do them, you don't have to. Pennsylvania, Sweet Land of Liberty. This is one of our 250th anniversary tours. We've had this requested for many years, and we waited until America's 250th to do it. It takes in every area that you would want to do. Hershey, Lancaster, Philadelphia, Gettysburg, Valley Forge, Pennsylvania. It is all included. Smoky Mountain Fall Foliage. This is a 6-day trip for fall. The highlight for a lot of people is there is now a chuck wagon, like a entertainment barbecue dinner that's up in the mountains on a horse farm. So we have that included, as well as a nice tribute tour to Dolly Parton. Colorful East Coast is a super savings vacation, so there's optional sightseeing tours, including a day in Boston, a day in Mystic, Connecticut, lots of different sightseeing tours on this. Happy 100th to Andy Griffith. I know, right? Who knew Andy Griffith was 100 years old? But he is. October 18th through the 22nd. The thing that I think makes this the coolest is you are going to go into one of those old little cop cars, and you are going to take a tour of the town in that. So that's a fun thing to do. Of course, we have our Christmas in Branson. It is November 10th through the 14th. As I've said, this is really one of our most popular tours every year, so if you want to do it, get your names in early. America's Thanksgiving Parade. This is in Detroit, Michigan, November 23rd through the 27th. Has anybody ever been to the Macy's Parade in New York? I have. You have to get outside at about 5 a.m. and stand there because there is no seats allowed on the parade route anymore. Yes, there's no seats. You have to stand there the whole time. You have to pay to use bathrooms. I'm going to give you all the downsides of going to see the Macy's Parade. It's a great experience, but it is a long day because you're not leaving there until noon where you're standing. It's a very long day. Detroit has a lesser known, because it's not sponsored by Macy's, it's sponsored by a local garden place, and they have all the same stuff that the Macy's Parade has. The big balloons, the stars on floats, they even make their own floats in Detroit. Yeah, you were just there, so you know.
I know the parade.
The parade is amazing. And they have reserved seats for groups. So the bus only has to get there an hour before the parade. You walk 1 block to where the parade is. You go to your reserved seats. When you're done, you walk right back to where the bus is, a block away, and the police get you right out immediately. So it is probably the coolest thing ever. You actually get the Macy's experience in Detroit without all the hassles. It's a very cool thing. I would encourage anybody to do it. I've been to the parade several years in a row. It's a lot of fun. San Antonio Christmas Lights and Southern Sights is a longer tour in December. It is taking in everything, including the craziest leg lamp statue that you could possibly imagine on our way home. Because I like off-the-road side attractions like that. Christmas at Celebration in the Ark, at Creation in the Ark, December 2nd through the 5th, Covington, Kentucky. This is something we've had requested for many years, is to do it during Christmas time. And it keeps on getting bigger and bigger. If you haven't been to the Ark, every year it changes and gets bigger and bigger and bigger. What they want to do is create a whole entire town of Bethlehem around the Ark. So that is the end goal. So you can just imagine it's just getting bigger and bigger. Stocking stuffer overnight to Decatur, Illinois. Grab those stockings, fill them up, and you'll be having a fun time. We also offer daycations, so if sometimes all you need to do is get away for a day. I know I did on September 6th, on that alcohol holiday. I forgot all about the rest of the world. That alcohol helped.
I was in Canada.
Cash out casino trips. We offer casino trips too, day trips, and mini vacations. Now the big thing that I'm going to tell you, on any of the Happy Times tours, on any new reservation, this week you can save 5% if you sign up this week. So you can call our office, or like I said, at the end of the show, we'll be back there taking reservations. Right now, I am going to introduce you to Jody. She is a friend of mine, and I have been friends with her for a very long time. She owns Eljo Travel here in West Dallas, and we partner on some of our tours. They're called Top Tours. So she does a lot of the international or Mississippi River cruises and things like that, so we partner and work together on these. So I'm going to turn this over to Jody.
Wonderful. Hi, everybody. I'm Jody Backey, Eljo Travel. Some of you may remember me years ago when I was East Town Travel. What we do is we partner a lot on tours that I do internationally. Some one-day trips, like the Clausen Christmas is mine that she is booking or using. And what we do is we go ahead and share tours. Like if I want to book something on her tours, I go ahead and do that. Any tours that she's booking with me that your clients are taken care of the same as with Eljo Travel. The tours that we have coming up, like I said, are Clausen. We also, the Polish Christmas market as of today is sold out, the one that is in December. Sorry, Roger. We also have, next year, I haven't got the dates yet, but we're going to be doing an Alaska cruise with Land Tour. We're also going to be doing spring training. That one is in the book right now if you guys are a baseball fan. The Brewers are hot right now. Hopefully they go all the way. We have 10 spaces left on that. That one is March 15th to the 22nd. And I just, Chris, I don't think you're selling the Mississippi River first one.
Not yet.
Okay.
You can put it up on the website.
Okay, because the one that I had with American Cruise Line sold out. So I'm going to be doing a Viking river cruise. Viking is a very popular river cruise. That one's going to be a 7-day cruise also with a pre-night. It includes air from Milwaukee. If you call Chris and you're booking the tours, you can also call me if you have questions on any of the tours that we are sharing. She's going to get full credit for your clients or her clients. Just go ahead and tell me that you are a member of Happy Time Tours. Because there may be questions that she doesn't have the answer to. Her staff might not, if it's a longer tour. If it's an international tour, you may have questions regarding air seats on the plane. I can answer those questions. Anybody have any questions? I wanted to make it short and sweet because I know that she talked a lot on this and it's some great tours. I'm so excited. I'm thinking of booking some of those myself. So if anybody has any questions, please.
Can you spell the Alaska one?
I am shooting for June. Yeah.
And as soon as it's ready, we'll have it up on our website too. And if you want information, just come back there and let us know and we'll write it down and we'll make sure
Yeah.
you get the information
Absolutely.
right away.
Yes, Vicki.
When are you doing that Viking?
The Viking's going to be October 8th.
And where are you going?
That is going to be the lower Mississippi, so it's going from New Orleans to Memphis. That's the one that is really popular now. If you look on either Viking or American Cruise Lines, they're sold out.
Thanks.
So,
Is
yeah.
that adults only?
No, they can't. Well, most river cruises don't have adults.
No, I read recently Viking had a lot of adults only.
Yeah. Okay. That one, no.
No.
Any other questions?
What's your website?
My website is eljotravel.com.
I read
ELJO
the
travel.com. Yep. like I said, even if there's something that Chris isn't offering, let me know if it's something and tell me that you are Chris's client. She will get credit for it.
Yeah, we've worked together for years on
Yeah.
this, and it's always worked out really well when we work together on stuff, so.
Yeah, we're we trust each other. That's the important thing, that we work together as parties. Yes. ELJO travel.com. Yeah,
E-L-J-O.
It's, my nickname's Joe, and my husband's name is Alvin. So that's where that name came from.
Eljo.
Eljo. Yep, we got it. All right, I will let Chris take over again.
All right, so I'm going to turn the lights back on. We are back there. If you'd like to make a reservation and claim your 5%, if you need to go home and think about it, you have until Friday to save 5% on these tours. And if you think about it, that is a really big discount. So take advantage of it whenever penny counts these days.